Namaskar. Hello and welcome to 𝗣𝗽𝗀𝘀𝘐 channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me today is Sriram Seshadri as we take a look at the upcoming phases 5 and 6 and also the claims of INDI that they will cross 300. Does it look like a tall tale? Well, we'll find out. Let's welcome Sriram Seshadri ji. Sriram ji, Namaskar. Jai Sri Ram. How are you, sir?
Sir, Namaskar, Jai Shri Ram, and my pranams to all the 𝗣𝗽𝗀𝘀𝘐 viewers.
Thank you, sir. So, I can only help. I can't help but chuckle. I mean, they could have said we will get all 543 seats, sir. The India Alliance.
Yeah.
Why stop at 300?
Why stop at 300? That's an interesting question, because all along, see, if you look at Modi, how he played the election, set the narrative from day one. He said that on the floor of the parliament, he said 370 for BJP and 400, they'll cross 400 for NDA. So rest of the INDI alliance or Congress, Arvind Kejriwal or anybody, they never bothered to talk about that how much they will perform, how fair they will perform. They said, no, 370 is impossible, 400 is impossible. They never said even Modi will not form the government until the fourth phase of the election. And then fifth phase, all of a sudden they woke up and then say, oh my God, we have fallen for a narrative set by Modi that, aapki bar for 400 bar. I think then that is when they realized, and then they started, talking about, India Alliance will cross 300. And let me just talk about, it was first stage managed by Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal in 2022 Gujarat election, he went about campaigning the entire campaign mode. He said, see, look, I have a IB report, the intelligence report that was shared to Modi and Amit Shah. I have a copy of it. That intelligence report says that Aam Aadmi Party will form the government, and the closest second would be BJP, and then Congress probably will have few seats. What happened in 2022, we all know. Out of 182 seats in Gujarat, 157 won by BJP. Record set by, even 30 years back, the record was set by Congress, about 147, if I'm not wrong. Now this time it is 157 by, BJP. And Aam Aadmi Party got 5. They are the number 3, and then they got 5 seats. And that is the, level of truth that Arvind Kejriwal would say. I just want to take another 1 minute to lay down this Arvind Kejriwal's hypocrisies, Sree Iyer ji, for our viewers. He said, he actually came to prominence fighting against corruption with Anna Hazare. And Anna Hazare's, what is his fame to success, was trying to make, I think, Ralegan Siddhi, in that place, he was trying to make that entire village liquor free. Because he was propagating Gandhi's, principles, and then he was trying to de-addict or, bring everybody out of the addiction to liquor. And what did Kejriwal is, on what case Kejriwal is arrested? Arrested for a liquor scam. Look at the irony of, where he, right? And Arvind Kejriwal, when he was fighting in 2012 against Congress government for anti-corruption movement, he said he will not come to politics, and which he did within a year's time. He said, even if he comes to politics, he said he will not contest election. Promptly he contested the election, and then he said, I will not be, when they won it, I will not be the CM candidate. And then he forced himself to be a CM candidate. Then he said, he will not take an official residence. He will reside in his own apartment that he had. And then, he took the largest house available for a chief minister. Then he said he will not take an official car. He will go by his Maruti 800 that he owned. And imagine that, just they said that and then immediately went and bought a luxurious car for himself. or for the position, of course. He is eligible for. But why this hypocrisy? Why this misleading? And then whatever promises he made, it's all jumlas. So that is what is a characteristic of Arvind Kejriwal. And this person started a narrative in the fifth phase of election to say that, as we speak, the sixth phase of election is happening. He set a narrative in the fifth phase of election after he got released on bail by the Supreme Court, that 300 INDI alliance will cross 300. Let us imagine, viewers, if the INDI alliance, the erstwhile UPA of 2019 and the INDI alliance today has only two changes. Number one, in West Bengal, other than West Bengal, Trinamool Congress supports INDI alliance. Of course, Trinamool Congress doesn't have any vote outside West Bengal. And Aam Aadmi Party supports the INDI alliance outside of, Punjab. Of course, Punjab and Delhi, they are pretty strong, and then they have a seat sharing agreement with Congress. Other than this, the INDI alliance doesn't have any other major change. Of course, Chandrababu Naidu was there, he is now out. And Shiv Sena was out, and then now they are in. Shiv Sena 𝗤𝙜𝗖𝙩 is in. So that's what the UPAs and the INDI alliance composition. There's not much major change. Nitish Kumar was part of outside of UPA in 2019. He joined and then he exited. So look at the composition of UPA in 2019 and in INDI alliance of 2024. Not much of a change. And if they have to form the government, there are fundamental certain barriers they need to cross, right? If 300, let's just assume for a moment, wild assumption, let's just do that and then say that INDI alliance will cross 300. What are all the barriers they need to cross? Fundamentally, Congress has to win minimum 150 seats. Minimum 150 seats. And without Congress stitching the entire national thread of all these regional parties of DMK, Alliance, Communist, Trinamool Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, NCP Sharad Pawar, and Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray, and RJD, you name anybody. If you have to unite them, you need a national thread, and then Congress must win 150. And remaining 150 or so has to be contributed by the rest of the team. That rest of that 150 or 100, 120 will definitely come, because Trinamool Congress will win about 17 or something, 17, 18, and then you talk about DMK here would win about 20. So and Communist will win about 7 or 8, and then Sharad Pawar and Shiv Sena may win about 4 or 5 seats. RJD may win about 7 or 8 seats, and in Jammu and Kashmir, national conference can win about 3 seats. So bits and Arvind Kejriwal in Punjab may win about 4 or 5. So all these bits and pieces, that itself will not cross 100 in my opinion. With Congress, another 150, impossible. Let's now look at what are all the barriers. BJP won about 164 seats with 3 lakh vote plus margin in 2019. 105 seats with 3 lakh or more. 44 seats with 4 lakh or more. 14 seats with 5 lakh or more. Imagine 164 seats, 63, I think the number comes to 163 in this year. Well, let's just say that, there are another 2 lakh more, about 20, 30 seats. I just forgot to put that. But if you look at about 210 seats, 2 lakh or more margins. So there are no marginal seats with BJP. Of course, there are seats, about 40 seats with 50,000 votes or more. And 1 lakh if you take another 20, 25. So they are actually in a comfortable situation. So if you talk about 50,000 seats, viewers, normally consists of a 6 assembly constituency. Each assembly constituency has to contribute minimum 8,000 seats margin. And there are no seats available like that. So just by the sheer 2019 numbers, if I look at it, 250, 280 seats or 50,000 or more margin. And what happens if it has to be reversed? Imagine if this 105 seats are to be reversed, Congress or its ally has to win at least 150,000, 1.5 lakh votes of BJP, what fell for BJP in 2019, so that they can actually win over BJP. And 44 and 14 seats, impossible to breach that. And there is no such thing that has happened that, such a dramatic reversal would happen. There's nothing had happened to that. So that's the first reason why whatever the INDI alliance, Arvind Kejriwal, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, Kharge, who all claims that they will cross 300, is impossible. Second, let's look at it. 224 seats in 2019, BJP won over 50% vote share. So what is the claim that opposition parties always keep making? Oh, you got 36% vote share across India. 64% of the people didn't want BJP to win. That's a bullshit statement. Imagine 224 seats. BJP has won 50% or more. So even just first pass, poll is not the criteria for BJP at this point in time. 224 seats, they got over 50% vote share that has been polled. Out of 186 seats, direct contest between BJP and Congress, BJP won 171 seats, just leaving about 15 seats for Congress to win. Where is Congress going to defeat BJP? So what they did this time is, out of this 186 seats, which they had a direct contest with BJP, only BJP, because you take Gujarat and Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh or Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand, all these places, Himachal, all these, Assam, all these places, BJP versus Congress, BJP versus Congress. So what they did is they reduced their number of seats in this, gave it to some other people, allowed the regional parties to come make a play. Still, it is about, I picked up 186 seats there. Otherwise, Congress versus BJP, there are about 230, 240 seats. Direct, very strong fight. But only other than Congress and BJP, there are no other notable parties or 186 seats. In that, the conversion rate for BJP is 171. And where is Congress going to get their 150 from? Nobody is saying that. Where are they going to get from 300? Nobody is saying that, what is that, the tectonic shift that has changed? When you ask them, they say, oh, Rajputs didn't like BJP. They agitated because Vasundhara Raje was sent out. OBCs are, upset with BJP for not getting them benefits. SC/ST community are not happy with BJP. These are all rhetorical statements. Viewers, let us look at one statistical data which I not put it here. 2022 Gujarat election, 2023 Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. Out of in these three states, 80 seats, which is scheduled tribe seats, BJP 166. Let that sink in. Scheduled tribe reserved seats, 80 seats in the three states of Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. BJP 166 out of 80. And the narrative, what these people are trying to build, is not working. NDA's potential loss of few seats. Let's assume, okay, I'm not saying that everything is green for BJP in NDA. There is going to be a potential loss in Maharashtra. Maharashtra, NDA, they won 41 out of 48 seats in Maharashtra in 2019. I just anticipate 21 out of that was BJP, victory. And then remaining was Shiv Sena, won about 18, 19, around 20 seats Shiv Sena won. So 41 seats out of 48 is going to come to 35, 36 this time. But I don't see BJP's number getting breached. In fact, BJP is contesting more seats now than what they did in 2019. So BJP probably may get 25, but NDA seats probably will be shrunk. And then, Congress and Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar, NCP may get. Even then, Baramati may be breached by, which used to be Sharad Pawar's bastion. Of course, it's going to the same Pawar family. Ajit Pawar's wife is contesting against Supriya Sule. Karnataka in 2019, 26 seats won by BJP and an ally, independent. 25 seats by BJP, one independent, so 26 seats out of 28. This time I anticipate 23 by NDA minimum, maybe 24, 25. Okay, let's say that, let's take a conservative number of 23. 21 by BJP, 2 by JDS, so 23. 5 seats probably given to Karnataka. So they have an additional 3 or 4 from Karnataka. Bihar was out of 40, 39 by NDA in 2019. Only 1 seat by Congress. RJD was 0. This time it is going to be at least 5-6 seats to RJD and Congress. And in fact, BJP will not lose, but Nitish Kumar may lose some seats. So that is the reality. And what about those losses? The look south policy of Narendra Modi actually is working towards them. Number one, Telangana last time 2019, 4 seats won by BJP. Now it is going to be at least 12 seats, so 8 seats gained. Andhra Pradesh 0 before, maybe about 2. I'm talking about only BJP. Tamil Nadu 0, maybe about 2 or 3, 0 to 2, let's just say. Kerala 0 before, comfortably 2, maybe 3 seats. So all these, whatever they are losing or breach, whatever that has been losing in the other 3 states, already been compensated by the other states. Now, BJP will gain seats in Uttar Pradesh. Previously, they got about 65 seats. Now they are going to get about 75. Of course, 62 was BJP alone in Uttar Pradesh in 2019. They'll get about 71, 72 now. 10 seats more. West Bengal, there was 18 earlier. Definitely lowest is 25. May go up to 30. So another 10, 12. Odisha, it is going to be probably 14 and 7 for 14 for BJP. Previously, I think they got about 7 or so. Telangana, I already talked about. So there is a significant gain. That is why I repeatedly kept saying 331 seats, right, Sree Iyer ji, for about 7-8 months. And that I'm not changing that number. I'm not upward revising it, downward revising it. Some of the composition within the states may change from my calculation. Previously, I never thought West Bengal will be 25 plus. I thought about 20. So 5 seats gained, but Maharashtra lost. So all these compensation, the composition within the states may change, but my number, 331, of course, when I say the 331, there is always a range. Give or take 5 or give or take 10 in cephalogical calculation is allowed. Give or take 10, 3% margin is always allowed. So when you apply a 3% margin, give or take 10 itself is allowed. So 321 to 341. So I put a 331. So this range is not changing much. Road to Delhi, viewers, is always through Lucknow. And what happened in Uttar Pradesh? 40 out of 80 seats BJP won 50% or more margin. 40 out of 50 seats. And that time, 2019, SP, BSP, RLD were in alliance. Now RLD is part of BJP. BSP contesting alone. And Samajwadi Party and Congress in our alliance. And 2017, if I am not wrong, Congress fought along with the Samajwadi Party in the state election, and they got routed. So this time, Akhilesh Yadav wants to prove something, because last time when they got 65 seats NDA, 15 seats for the opposition, BSP got 10 and Congress got 1, and then SP got 4. So in fact, amongst the BSP, SP and Congress, BSP was a larger share they had. So this time SP wants to prove that they want to win more. If I believe the 𝙤𝙧𝙤𝙀 boatman Nishad's prediction, this time 79 to 80 out of 10, 80 out of 80 for BJP they are giving. I'm not that overconfident, but they are giving that 79. They're giving Kannauj is the only place they are saying that 𝗤𝘃𝘍 Yadav may win, but if BJP tries hard, it could be 80 out of 80. Imagine, viewers, if Uttar Pradesh is 80 out of 80, I'm sure that Samajwadi Party may even join NDA. That's the level of success that you could have. So I'll just pause here, Sree Iyerji. Barriers for India Alliance 300 seats is a dream, and there is no data point that shows. I'm not talking about 14 notable opinion polls that came before the run up to the election. 14 out of 14 gave BJP forming the government. 10 out of 14 said BJP crossing 300 or crossing 303. They are breaching their best. So where on the ground that tectonic shift that has happened, that too after the 4 phases of election, 5th phase of election was over, 6th and 7th phase, about 90 seats left. And then they are coming and setting this narrative. I think, it's a laughable narrative is what I will conclude.
Thank you, sir. One question that I have is actually one suggestion for all our viewers. Those of you who are voting today, please look to 𝗣𝗽𝗼𝗀𝗍's community tab. We are going to have a poll whether when you voted, you saw the VVPAT. That is, whether you saw a slip bearing the symbol that you voted for fall through in the window. We have done it for 5 rounds thus far. This is the 6th round, of course, and we'll be putting that on the community tab. So when you get a chance after you have cast your vote, come and please do vote there. Because we're going to have evening programs also, and we'll be emphasizing this again. This is a reason, the initiative from 𝗣𝗼𝗀 for this is to, take out this EVM out of the equation. If people could see what they are voting, you can't then say that there was some golmaal in EVM. EVMs are not connected to Ethernet. EVMs are not connected to USB. So how are you going to change anything? It's a standalone box. In fact, they have this form 17A, I think.
17C.
17C, and you have to manually enter the thing. So there is a deliberate manual process there to make sure that there is nothing getting transmitted in or out. So you can't ask for a better, solution than this. Look at US. I mean, it's laughable the way it has been going. Not for today's topic. So I urge everyone to respond to that survey, because we have now close to 5 rounds so far, and I would say about 55,000 responses or 60,000 responses. Not a small number, Sriramji.
Yeah, and very true, very true.
90% have voted on a VVPAT across the country. Because this is another fallacy that not all machines are VVPAT enabled. That's also being busted. We don't want, this is primarily for the Western markets. Because when I'm done, when any of these foul mouths start saying that the elections were rigged from the West, I'm going to show them the data. You have to shut them up, sir. We have to shut them up.
Very true, very true. Yeah, you have to shut them up. Yeah.
So, thank you, Sriramji. So now let's take a look at the second topic. I'm just going to present the slide first so that we can establish the context. The context is that while other central banks in other countries have losses, India, on the other hand, has a $43 billion profit this year. Sir, one question that I have is, I think 2018, 19, 20, somewhere along the line, India wrote off a lot of the NPAs. So are they still on the books, or they are not on the books now?
Okay, I'll clarify that, Sree Iyerji. So the write-offs that we talk about is only a book adjustment. We are, people who know on accounting, especially the banking accounting, write-off doesn't mean that, the borrower need not pay. The recovery actions would continue. In fact, if you look at, there was about 17 lakh crore was written off, and out of that, about 10.5 or 11.5 lakh crore had been recovered, right? Because the recovery takes longer time, because you need to go through the insolvency code and the insolvency codes, and then you need to do the insolvency procedure, reconstruction procedure, and then if no buyer for that organization is there, then what happens is, they just auction the assets that are left out, like your land and building, machineries, everything, and then recover. There is going to be a haircut. So out of 14 lakh crores, 10.5 lakh crores have been recovered. So 3.5 lakh crore is a loss, right? Then there are another few lakh crores are still in the process of recovery mode. So write-offs are in the books of the banks, not with the books of the RBI, the central bank, right? It is with respect to the respective bank's books is where the write-offs is, and it is nothing to do with how the central bank functions. So let me just put context into this. What is that money that the central bank earns? Because, people have to see that, where does RBI earn its revenue for it to go and give that profit to the government as a dividend? So there are multiple things that, RBI does in the market. Number one, I'll talk about prominent ones. They manage the currency in the market. So Indian currency's value is managed by them. I think we even did one story on 𝗣𝗃𝗼𝘁, sir, if you remember a few months back. We even did one story as to why the RBI kept Indian rupee at 81, 82 always, in the range of 82 to 83 always, right? And then IMF and World Bank came and said that, RBI is actually manipulating and not allowing the market to function, because, I even talked about there are about $5 trillion that was coming through Burma into India to destabilize the economy before the elections. So RBI sniffed that about a year and a half back itself, and then started managing that, right? So how do they manage the price rate of the Indian rupee is, they buy and sell in the open market, right? When there is a huge volume available at a lower cost, they buy, and then that's where the reserves are taken up, about $600 billion worth of reserves that we have. And then when you talk about, the rupee is under stress, they just offload their currency into the market, dollar into the market. So the demand and supply that they do. So what happens is, about 78 rupees is the average rate of the reserves that RBI has. And then when they offload in the market at 83 rupees per dollar, they gain about 5 rupees per dollar what they offload. So it is, we need to look at the net. It's not that they keep offloading, that is the only account you have. But what they do is they buy and sell, right? So in a year when you take, they might have bought $20 billion worth. They would have offloaded $25 billion worth of dollars into the market. So the net offloading is about $5 billion, right? So the $20 billion that they bought, they would have bought at different rates, maybe about 80, 81, 82 sort of. That averages, that changes the average of the reserve that India has. Because India would have bought some at 60 rupees in the past, right? So they keep actually the weighted average pricing, that like any inventory valuation, the currency also is valued, and then for the what is the average rate. So currently it stands at about 75 or 76 if I'm not wrong. I just gave an example of 78. And then the what price at the market price they sell, and that is the one of the biggest chunk of revenue that RBI gets. The second biggest chunk of revenue that RBI gets is they lend money to stressed banks, right? The repo rate, whatever they fix it. So they lend money to the some of the banks. They actually get a bonds issued on behalf of government, bonds issued on behalf of the banks, and then they lend that money, and that interest that they earn is another big chunk of revenue that they get. Out of this, an effective management of your currency, RBI gained about $43 billion profit. And out of that $43 billion, they gave about 2.11 lakh crore to the government of India's exchequer as the dividend. Imagine US federal, so whatever we talk, Federal Bank in the US or Bank of England in UK or the central banks, they were having a significant loss of $86 billion for Bank of England, $118 billion worth of loss for Federal Bank. Why is that happened? This is where I want to go back. Just not the RBI's management. It is also the economy that has been managed well. During COVID, US, UK printed money like anything. Print now and then pay later. That's a concept, right? And then, it is similar to like, we go to the market, buy it, and then you don't want to buy anything, but you go to the shop and then find something attractive, or they have an hire purchase scheme or monthly EMI scheme, or your credit card allows you to buy it and then pay it in EMI. So you buy now and then pay later. Similar to that, it is a print now and then pay later. So they gave about several $1,000. I don't know whatever the number that they gave out in US, Sree Iyer ji. I think 1,500 or 4,000 or 5,000, whatever the dollars that they gave.
A lot, sir. A lot,
right? And 15 days later, all that money landed in China, because Americans went and bought in Walmart and other places, and then China got that money. China was the one who actually created this global economic unrest through COVID, and then they got benefited by this. Just a critique about it. And India, Raghuram Rajan, the great economist, starting from him, and the bigger economist, Rahul Gandhi, kept on saying that give 7,000 rupees as a monthly assistance to people, right? Because they loss of job and everything, give 7,000 rupees. Every political party claimed that it should be given. Modi stood stubborn. Nirmala Sitharaman stood stubborn. In fact, I always say in many places, Sree Iyer ji, Nirmala Sitharaman will go down in history as one of the most successful finance ministers of India, because the COVID management under her ministry was extremely, positive. So they stood stubborn, but they didn't stop there. They gave vaccine free, they gave ration free. Even till 2025, the ration is going to be given free. So Modi ensured that your basic necessities are taken care of, especially the food. He didn't give money to them. He didn't give 7,000 rupees. If they had given 7,000 rupees, we would be bankrupt by now. That's what many people wanted. So Modi actually managed it well. So why the Federal Bank in the US, Bank of England in the UK lost out is poor management of economy during COVID. They just printed money like anything, issued that in the market, because for US, the dollar is a commodity. Yes, sir.
Sriramji, I can't help but notice here that there is no concept of Food Corporation of India in the United States or in the United Kingdom.
Right.
There is no buffer stock. So if you have a buffer stock, can you manage it, and only then you can plan it. For example, Sona Masuri rice, I think about a year ago, India sensed that there could be a shortage, and the shortage would come close to the elections. You know that could be an issue. So what they did was, for about 3-4 months, they stopped exporting Sona Masuri rice to United States, United Kingdom, most of outside of it. Export they stopped. And once they figured out that the buffer was okay, then they renewed it.
Exactly.
So this thing, sometimes we say, right, some of these socialist things are not going to help, but you have to manage them. If you manage them well, then the dividends are amazing. India has had the best inflation control record since COVID. I have to tell this. I mean, this is the truth. Things are not running away. Yeah. So back to you, sir. Back to you.
So the question is, Sree Iyer ji, what you said is true. And previously, the Food Corporation of India was managed very poorly before. You buy stock because, MSPs and all these, you keep buying stock. And then, allow that stock to get, rotten, and then rodents eat it out, right? During COVID, what Modi did was, there is an enormous amount of good food stock was available, and then it was going waste. Every year, there was tons and millions of tons of food grains were going waste because of poor management of Food Corporation, lack of storage facility, keep it in the open, and then climatic conditions, destroy most of the food grains, or, it goes rotten. So what they did is, okay, whatever is available, distribute, go and buy, distribute. So Now the rotation of the stock that is in food corporation, even the ration quality has improved. Previously, ration quality used to be very, very pathetic, very pathetic. That also got improved because of the rotation of this food stock, and farmers are guaranteed a minimum support price. So look at the way the backward integration of this one simple decision of not giving cash to people to go and buy it in the market. Instead, for 80 crore people, give the food grains free. And then I go to the market and then buy it from the farmers, allow the farmers to cultivate during the COVID, give them a special permission, go and buy it from them at the minimum support price. So the backward integration, see, this is what the economic management, even Harvard educated could not do. Raghuram Rajan, for all his claims, now he is coming and saying that, in 2013, when he was the RBI governor, the previous government systematically destroyed the banking system. But imagine, today you have, not as economists running the RBI, Shaktikanta Das. He was just a civil servant. He was running a Tamil Nadu Industrial Development Corporation in Tamil Nadu before he moved to the central cadre, and then before he became an RBI governor and all, right? It's just a normal civil servant. He is not an economist. He is not a macroeconomist to run this, right? And all you need is keep your fundamentals strong. That's all what they did is, right? I'll just pause here, sir.
Thank you, sir. I think we have looked at a lot of things here. Kudos. And I think we are headed for at least a stable form of government for the next 5 years, at least on the financial aspect. By the way, sir, this scheme of distributing materials instead of cash, I think he experimented it successfully post the Bhuj earthquake in his early term as a chief minister.
Yes, in Gujarat.
He knows how people think. If you give them money, they are going to waste it and throw it away. Because husbands will not listen to wives will be more, will be more wise, but they don't get the money. Instead, he said, okay, because when you do this thing the way he has done it, it is fewer hands controlling the distribution. That means fewer ways to make mistakes, and therefore the reliability goes up automatically.
Yeah, so see, I want to add this here, even political narrative here, Sree Iyerji. In the fifth phase of election, when it was happening, especially in Uttar Pradesh, Congress came and modified its manifesto and then say, we'll not give 5 kg, we'll start giving 10 kgs, right? Free. Because they realized that people are saying that, especially in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and these places. See, now one should look at someone who was living in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, even to a major extent in Telangana, or the cities of urban population. Oh, so what, 10 kg, I don't even buy that, or 5 kg, what does it matter? See, it matters to people who are living hand to mouth. For them, it is no longer hand to mouth. At least they have a 2 meal a day comfortably, right? Previously, they used to have 1 meal a day, or they used to struggle to have 1 meal a day. Now they have 2 meal a day. And imagine for a family which earns 4,000, 5,000 or 6,000 rupees per month, food expenses itself is going to be at least 2,000, 3,000, right? Now, I wipe out that expenses from you. What will I do with the remaining money? They need to spend it, right? Either they need to go and save it. So I opened Jandan bank account. People, some of them prudent enough, instead of spending it, on unwanted things, they go and put the money there and then save it. Because previously people didn't have bank account, and hence they need to keep it in their own house, and then it gets lost or it gets stolen. So now I have a bank where I can go and put the money. So I enable that. So the second question is, okay, if I'm going to spend on it, of course there are going to be majority of them going to go and spend on liquor, but a prudent family will go and spend on something on the kids' education. So your generation after generation, you are ensuring that there's a kid's education are taken care. So they are going to move up the value chain, or they go and spend it on some of the consumer durables or goods. So the economic rotation keeps happening. So it's all simple decisions have a multiplier effect, right? And imagine a person who sold tea is able to understand it and not the Harvard educated. Harvard educated wanted to give money so that, they'll spend on, and then, they'll spend on liquor. So I'll make money out of it. In the distribution itself, I can loot about few thousand crores. That is how the mind works. And then this guy knows exactly what the people want. I think even if you look at several video bites that I see during this election, Sree Iyerji, you might have watched, and then many of your viewers would have watched. People after people, in fact, Muslims are coming out and saying, especially Muslim women are coming out and saying, and one of the Rahul Gandhi's roadshow or something, someone did a interview with the Muslims. This guy said, look, Modi gave Quran in one hand and then my education in another hand. That's a comparison. He didn't take away my Quran, which is my religious attachment. But what 70 years the other parties didn't do is they didn't give us any education. They wanted to keep us poor. They don't want us to move up. So he gave both to us. So why would I not vote for Modi? Why would I not vote for Yogi Adityanath? I think that is what the pulse people are failing to see in the election process. And I saw a couple of videos where Muslim women came about and then said very clearly, look, I am educated, right? Previously, it never used to happen because he brought out so many schemes that, the girl is coming saying, I'm educated, now I can lead my own family. Instant triple talaq. It is going to have more. See, there are several issues, Sree Iyerji, is a one election issue. But I think instant triple talaq will be more than a one election issue. Because Muslim women are getting to realize and what is the biggest relief that they have. Because every family would have had this.
Very true, sir. Very true, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much. And sir, I'd like to just suggest 5 questions. Because we have about 15 minutes, then we need to take a break because we're going to be following up with a Tamil version of Tamil Hangout also. And that'll be a different topic. We are going to do some changes. Sir, let's take some questions, please. Only 5. Let's take the first question. Rohit Akshay wants to know, Hare Krishna, Mamata mentioned that she would bypass court's decision of including Muslims under OBC reservation and stick to her plans of appeasement. Can she do that post-court order?
Rohit, absolutely not. This is not a sessions court or something for her to overrule. It is Calcutta High Court's verdict. And if this has to be changed, she has to go to Supreme Court and then it will go to Constitutional Bench. In Hyderabad, the Telangana government tried it twice. Andhra Pradesh government tried it. Karnataka government tried it. Only Karnataka and Tamil Nadu are successful enough because what they did is they actually classified certain Muslim communities as OBC. Okay, so very downtrodden was some of the Muslims. So they didn't say that entire Muslim communities are OBC. So I think, and then they just didn't give a Muslim reservation, quota within a quota. What they did is they did a certain classification. Even that will come out for court's point of view, but she cannot overrule court even by a statute being passed in the assembly. It has to go to the Supreme Court for overturn.
Next one, please. Pawan Kishore wants to know, Namaskaram, sir. An out of context question. What are the presidential elections for Bar Association? Are they influenced by political parties? How did Sybil Saab win?
So it's a cabal, right? Bar Association definitely is influenced by the influential people, and Sybil definitely won because of that. What repercussions it would have is it will only help or have an opposition for some of the government decisions. So a Bar Association president can actually go and tell the Supreme Court saying that do this, do that, or he can put a request, or it's just only it doesn't mandate anybody to follow that. Even the bar people need not follow whatever the bar president says, but it's just only an influential body, like any other NGO. They can actually create certain narratives.
Next one, please. 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝘆 2008. Thank you so much for your generous donation. Fan of your channel. Namaskar to guests. Thank you so much. Next one, please. Ustad Pituddin Khan Chanchad. Thank you, sir. How come Maharashtrians had no issue with Uddhav backstabbing BJP and joining hands with INC, but now suddenly have a problem with sections of SS and NCP joining NDA?
See, I think, forget about NCP, Ustad. The NCP had always been with Congress or, UPA. See, Shiv Sena, I think Maharashtrians do realize that Shiv Sena backstabbed them. Palghar incident. So, Balasaheb Thackeray would be turning in his grave. Okay, of course, he was born, he was not buried, he was cremated, right? So, that's a terminology people do use.
His spirit is spending sleepless nights.
His spirit is spending sleep nights. That's a very good way to put it, right? When his son joined Congress, because Balasaheb Thackeray's genesis was opposition to the Congress, right? And he never compromised on that. Maharashtra, why did Eknath Shinde come out of it? Because he's a ground level politician. He grew from Thane district where he was an auto rickshaw driver. He had connects to the ground. And the first red flag they got was Pandharpur by-election when Mahavikas Aghadi, Samajwadi, Shiv Sena, NCP, Congress was beaten by BJP in Pandharpur in a by-election, not even a regular by-election when they were the ruling party. Palghar incident. So Shiv Sena is an ultra-Hindutva party. Not even BJP is close to that, right? So the ultra-Hindutva party compromising the Hindutva ideologies, the people started shifting towards BJP. That's why Eknath Shinde came out. So today Maharashtrians do have issues with Uddhav Thackeray joining with Congress. But majority of them are against them. There are a set of people who look at Uddhav as a sibling, from the family of Balasaheb Thackeray, and hence they have a devotion towards the family. They are the one who are actually with Uddhav, and then they are the one who criticize why Shiv Sena joined NDA. NCP joining NDA, I think, and I leave it at that because Sharad Pawar will have a tie-up with anywhere where he gets into a position of power. So I'll just leave it at that.
Next one, please. Ustad Pituddin Khan Chanched wants to know, thank you so much, Ustad. Is it true that BJP has botched Raebareli by selecting a wrong candidate and allowing Raga to play the legacy card?
Absolutely not, sir. In fact, Dinesh Pratap Singh. Dinesh Pratap Singh had been contesting in Raebareli for more than 2 elections, and then he was an ex-Congress guy. So he is from that place, and I think when he knew that he was going to lose in 2014, he was going to lose in 2019 against Sonia Gandhi. Still, he worked hard. He bettered his margins. He increased his vote share to 44%. He kept on increasing. I think no better candidate than Dinesh Pratap Singh would have been the ideal person at this point in time.
Thank you, sir. Last question, please. Magnet Ranga wants to know, Namaskaram, is it possible that in West Bengal, the strategy of violence is now counterproductive? Have they overdone it?
Sir, Magnet Ranga, I think very surprising incident of last 5 phases in West Bengal is no violence. In fact, one would be surprised to see that Andhra Pradesh had a big violence. Whenever there is a violence that erupts, it's a restlessness or it is some sort of a nervousness of the party which is losing. That's where the violence will start. And West Bengal, CRPF ensured that there's no violence. Of course, it has been curtailed. I wouldn't say that, they all changed. The second is, who are the one who are affected by the violence into post 2021 state election? Congress, left and BJP, all three. BJP, the maximum. BJP followers, the maximum. BJP Karyakartas families are the maximum, where they fled to Assam as a refugee. But Congress and left equally suffered. So now they all turned up to say that, okay, we'll no longer take it. But, West Bengal electoral politics, Magnet Ranga, one should realize it is a bloody state always. Always, it is, choked, it is drenched in blood. Starting from, 40, 50 years back when left started becoming more prominent. Since then, it has always been a bloodiest elections anybody could have had in Indian history. And first time in Indian history, or at least as far as I remember, 40 years, of elections. This is the first time very peaceful election had been held in West Bengal.
Yes, sir. And one last question is just
Sure.
came in. Vignesh Prabhu, thank you so much. In Karnataka, NDA won't cross 20. It's a complete mess and self-goal by BJP. Yet their house is not in order. BJP itself making Congress to win 7+ seats. But in Punjab, UP, TG, that is Telangana, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Odisha, they get huge, I think, wins.
Yeah, Karnataka, I still think that BJP is poised to win about 2021 is a number that I look at, than 2 for JDS. So you are right in a sense. Your direction is right. Maybe the number could be, give or take, Vignesh Prabhu. Same thing, Punjab, the Aam Aadmi Party is suffering there. See, I want to just take 10 seconds to explain. They felt that Shiromani Akali Dal was not good for them, so they voted for Congress. Felt that Congress was not good for them, they voted for Aam Aadmi Party. Now, Aam Aadmi Party is a much more worse than all the previous two, so they are now looking at BJP. Yesterday, if you look at the rallies held by Modi in Punjab, that gives a message. I think you're right. Punjab probably may give 3 or 4 seats to BJP, and Congress will lose significantly. AAP will lose from there also. So we need to wait and see. Post Punjab elections and some of the data that I get, I will even talk about it next week. I think next week we'll even be in exit poll mode when we connect.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. And that was a wonderful session. Viewers, we'll be back again in just 5 minutes on Tamil, and we'll be talking similar but not the same topics. Thanks once again, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Thank you.